Hi, this is a story of curiosity, excitement, and trepidation. It's also one of doubt and unrealized potential. Behind every board game lurks a backstory. Sometimes I can be a little reckless. I become enamored by something and I just go all in. So when I played Root, it captured my heart. Completely thrown into the world of dudes on maps battling. I love the thinking involved, the way you interact with the other players. This led to other games like Kemet, Innis, and so on. And then one day, I received an alert from Kickstarter about a game called Ankh. I looked at it, looked fun, more dudes on map, half my friends over, so I went all in. Didn't really think much about it. Just said, oh yep, that fits the box I've been looking for, I'm going for it. And then life proceeded, and the game and thoughts of it, well, they receded. And then I moved to Seattle. Ankh arrived. Boy, did it arrive. After about a month, I decided I would open the main box. I ripped off the cellophane, opened the contents, punched some cardboard, and just ogled at the miniatures, wondering what the hell had I done? At that moment, it was clear that I could not open the other boxes. I don't know if I like this game or not, and there's just so much to it. And it just seemed absurd to go through and extract all the contents from all the boxes, where if I'm ultimately not going to like the game and want to sell it, I may as well retain some of the value through cellophane. So that's exactly what I did. I stopped at the main box, vowing to open no other boxes until I could actually play the game, whenever that might be. The simple fact is that I don't have a gaming career yet. I left my compadres back in the DC area, and as of now I have no in-person gaming buddies except for Kelly. And this game I don't really think is going to be her cup of tea, so I need to find people. But yet I have these boxes and I want to play. The main box of Ankh comes with an assortment of miniatures. What's kind of crazy about the whole thing too is that with the Kickstarter there was an option to take some of the cardboard that the game comes with and transform it into even more miniatures. And yes, I need to confess, I was like a kid in Christmas and I could not wait, and being an adult, I don't have to wait. So I went ahead and opened one of the other boxes despite my original plan to not do so. So this box has many more miniatures. And these just keep coming. If you've ever played D&D, or at least you're aware of this concept, there's something called the bag of holding. And I think there's an infinite number of miniatures in this box. It just never stops. They just keep coming. And so these are all things that I now have in my house. They take up a shelf, and eventually I'm going to have to deal with them. I may as well tell a story now about my inability to wait for Christmas. As a child, I was very excited about receiving the Sega Genesis, and my mother bought it for me, and she kept it hidden in a closet. Well, when she was leaving the house and I knew she was going to be gone for a long time, I'd sneak down to the closet, grab the Sega Genesis, go set it up in my bedroom, play it for a while, and then bring it back. I had many, probably accrued hours of Altered Beast by myself or with a friend through this clandestine pilfering of the Genesis ahead of the actual holiday. And then one day, my mom came home early. She forgot something, or I don't know what the story was, but she came into the bedroom and I was in mid-game with a friend. She was not happy. I did ultimately receive the Sega Genesis, and I don't think there was much punishment involved. And as you can see, I have the inability to wait. The delayed gratification is not something I'm really good about. So, with that in mind, parents, I do recommend that you perform swift retribution to any time your kids are out of line, so otherwise they'll end up like this, with this mess in front of them. So parents, go hard on your miscreant, impatient children. Impart on them lessons that I did not internalize. Teach them the value of waiting, for patience, for determining what you actually want from life before you go full bore into it, because otherwise you'll be in this crazy situation that I'm in. I have a solution. These things need to be painted. Painting the miniatures provides me a way to engage with Ankh without actually playing it. The hours I'll spend painting these miniatures will be ludicrous should I hate the game. I recognize that I'm digging myself deeper and deeper into a pit of commitment, well beyond my avoidance of shredding cellophane. Though, despite being an amateur painter, look at these beauties. I'm excited to continue with this labor. So here you have it. I have this game that seems completely ridiculous, It looks like it'll be fun. It's not too complicated, the rules are pretty straightforward, yet there does seem to be a bit of crunch to it. You have to keep an eye on many different parts of the board. There's the power track that you have to decide which of the powers you want to take. There's the asymmetry in the gods. And there's just seems to be an ever-evolving state of chaos, especially if you play with 4 players. So I look forward to giving a spin. It's going to be blissful to take those beauties and put them on the board, move them around, and to just delight in the colorful creation that my unique copy will have. And at the end of the day, if I don't like the game, then perhaps I can find someone that's excited about having already painted miniatures, even if it's the amateur quality that I bring to the world. I've definitely sunk myself deep in this game. By the time I will have it under my belt, I will have painted many of the miniatures. I will have spent countless hours doing so. And I feel like it's one of those things where I hope I can be honest with myself and decide to move on from the game, even if it turns out that I don't like it. Though you can grow into things. So maybe having spent so much time, I've developed a relationship and some sort of nostalgia, sentimental value, or something of that nature will color my opinion of the game. Hopefully I will find other like-minded people who may not have had the experience of staring at each one of these pieces of plastic for hours while dabbing paint onto it, and will just enjoy it for the game that it is. And perhaps I will enjoy the spectacle that is having gods and guardians and troops move about the board, simulating battle through area control. You know, it's actually pretty hard to look at a camera while cutting and not think about A, cutting your finger off, and B, still trying to do a good job at cutting. This is fucking ridiculous what's happening right now on this board.